Hi, welcome to Courageously You with Martha. I'm your host. I am Martha Davis Alexander, and we are on WGSN-DB, Going Solo Network, radio, TV, and podcast. We are the #1 internet talk network, and I am so glad you're joining me. I have an amazing special guest to introduce to you today. I have with me Nancy Wright. She is a master certified health coach, board eligible, diabetes and obesity combined coach, primetime health coach. So she focuses on prevention of disease, and lean, that's lifestyle, exercise, attitude, nutrition, start family coach, label reading coach, and this is going to be important for a little bit later, peeps, and Pantry Makeover guru. Woohoo! Because you know when those chips are there and you get the nibbles, you eat them. It's not a good thing. See, my dogs love it when the pantry's full. Currently, she is studying for her boards, which will make her a national board certified health coach in June. Wow. She is a powerhouse. She helps women with diabetes and obesity. I hope I'm saying that right, Nancy. Improve their overall health and make sustainable lifestyle change. She coaches one-on-one and in group settings for wellness centers, community outreach centers, etc. Her coaching philosophy is helping clients better understand how to move forward and meet their goals to achieve desired sustainable behavioral change. And before I even say welcome or anything, I want y'all to know that she was my coach, and I was in a space where I really didn't want to get active, but I wanted to coach with her. I kind of had my nutrition set. We reviewed it and I was good to go. But I really didn't want to get active. And through a series of 6 weeks, Nancy got me with a schedule to get active. I was motivated to get active, and she kept taking me back to my why. So this is not just someone who says, okay, you need to exercise, here's what you're going to do. She actually gets into your daily life to find out when it can be possible. Are you going to do it? If it doesn't work one week, how can we modify it to make it better? So she brings it really to a doable place that is amazing. She is amazingly patient and just an all-around fabulous person. So without further ado, welcome, Nancy. I am so excited you're on my show.
Thank you for the nice words, Martha. And it's so great to be here. I'm very happy to be here. And thank you again. That was really sweet.
Absolutely. So tell us why. So, the talk title today is what the food manufacturers don't want you to know. So this is listen up, people, because this is really important. There are things that those food manufacturers hide. And Nancy's going to tell us how to figure that out. So I'm really excited about this. So Nancy, why do you do what you do? Why is this your passion?
You know, Martha, that's such a good question. Why do I do what I do? I've always loved helping people. I've been very passionate about helping others. And I've been in wellness for a very long time, decades. And I know that ages me, but I thought, why not make my mess my message, Martha? And my mess was about 4 years ago, I had a hard time losing weight, and I had what you call candida overgrowth, which is bad bugs, too many bad bugs versus good bugs. And that led to leaky gut / food sensitivities, which led to what the heck is in this food? Why can't I eat the Trader Joe's food? So I just got very passionate about this and thought I need to just become a certified health coach and learn how to label read. So my passion really is I wanted to cure myself, and I always loved helping people, and I just have always been in the wellness arena.
I love that. And I love that line. I wanted to make my mess my message. That is so powerful. How many of us have a mess that we've cleaned up that could be our message?
Right.
Love that.
And I needed to lose weight, but I put it back on, and I'm happy to tell you I've been down 25 pounds for 4 years. So
Woo!
yeah.
That's huge.
Yeah.
That is huge.
Yeah.
So tell me about these food companies and how they're duping us, and what are some of the misleading claims that we should watch for?
Okay. Food companies, I could talk a lot about this. I always said to myself, why are they doing this? And they put a lot of bad things in our food because it's always about profit, right? They want to put profit in front of our health. And we wonder why prediabetes and diabetes is on the rise. They put a lot of hidden names of sugar in there. And I have a freebie at the end too, if anybody wants it. Misleading claims. I do a whole talk on this. Misleading claims. I would tell people, I go, if you look at the log cabin syrup, or a yogurt that says light and fit, or a log cabin syrup that says no high fructose corn syrup, anything that has a claim on it, light and fit, fat-free, cholesterol lowering, no high fructose corn syrup, those are the ones to stay away from. I always say it's a lie. It's marketing. It's a lie. Mm-hmm. What you want to do is look at the back of it. Like the back of, I'll give you an example. A log cabin syrup, I went to a restaurant and it said in yellow starburst, no high fructose corn syrup. But when you flip the back of it, the truth is always in the ingredient label. That's where the truth is. And the first ingredient was corn syrup. So of course it has corn syrup. They just want you to eat it over and over and over again. Light and fit is another one. Cholesterol lowering, all of those things stay away from. Get really good. I would say ignore it and read the back of it, which is hard to do when you're grocery shopping because you're in a hurry and you see a really cute bottle, you're going to grab it and something's going to be tempting. But I tell people it's a skill, it's a practice that you have to learn. You have to slow down, but you really have to learn on what is in the back of the ingredient.
So wait a minute. Are you telling me that even if it says no high fructose corn syrup, it can be on it? It can have high fructose corn syrup in it?
Yes, absolutely.
What the heck?
That's right. What the heck? That's what I'm saying.
Okay.
What the heck? And so that's why.
What hell lie?
It's a lie. Yeah, there's actually a book out there called Feeding You Lies. I could tell you about that later. But yeah, see, the FDA is asleep at the wheel. So it's really our job to become a label detective and put our hat on and ignore the front of it and look in the back of it. And I have a little activity to do later.
Is it that the FDA is asleep, or is it that they're part of the big business, right? It's just part of, and the FDA is not really there for us.
Right. Anymore. I think both. And there's actually a couple
that just makes me mad. Okay, keep going.
And if something says fat-free, well, they may have taken out the fat, but they dump in the sugar. And guess what? Sugar makes us fat. So I tell people, just ignore it, you guys. Ignore it. And I can actually tell you, just to elaborate on that, because this is a great little story that happened to me last week.
Yeah.
Can I tell you this? Okay.
Please.
I'm with my daughter at Starbucks, and I said, what do you have that's sugar-free? And I don't know, he gave me something. And I said, can I taste it? So he gave me like a little Dixie cup thing of it. And can I tell you, Martha, that was the most sugary thing I've ever tasted in my life. And I said to myself, oh my gosh, on the big jugs with the big white pump, it does say sugar-free on the front of it. But on the back, I guarantee you it's corn syrup or something. And I almost asked him, let me read the back of that. In fact, next time I go to Starbucks, I am going to pull that and say, let me read the back of that. But that's what I'm telling you guys, is they're duping us. And I'm like, geez, even those, we really are so misled and duped. And it just quite honestly makes me mad because it's really causing a lot of problems for us.
It's making him mad too. It's making the dog mad too. So you know what really flames me about that, right? So if you go to Starbucks, the only thing that are sugar-free are the black tea and the black coffee, people. Black tea, black coffee, that's all you're going to get that's sugar-free. Everything else has something in it that you don't want.
Yeah, you even have to watch out for soy milk, and the creamer is loaded with sugar.
Yeah, I heard that. So tell me, what are some supermarket tricks? How can I?
Okay, so you're asking me about supermarket secrets?
Yeah, give me supermarket secrets.
This will end in just a minute. I'm sorry. I think the UPS man is saying hi.
Yeah, UPS man.
Okay. Supermarket secret. I've got a couple of them, But when you walk into a supermarket, there's a lot of brilliant advertisers out there that market certain things on even paydays. It's crazy. But just to give you an ABC version of it, when you walk into a grocery store, you really should be on the outside of the perimeters. A lot of people know this. So I would tell you green light, yellow light, red light. Green light is the cucumbers and the avocados and the produce and all that that doesn't have a label. An avocado and an apple does not have a label. It has a cheap tear bag, right? So that's where you want to shop. Or maybe in the, the chicken department, or where they have the fish, but on the outside is the green light. The yellow light is kind of interwoven somewhere. It could be in the bakery section or whatever, but the red light is always in the center of the aisle. That's the dead food. The processed food is the dead food because you're eating preservatives. I mean, that's the dead food does not do anything for your health. So that's one supermarket secret. Yeah, that's a red light. The red.
I know. I know.
A little bit's okay.
I thought about you when I ate it, though.
Oh, very good. Moderation's everything, Martha. But so the outside is the safest part, anything that without a label. The other supermarket secret I want to talk to you about, and I tried this myself at Trader Joe's, and I was looking for matcha green tea. Anytime you're looking for oatmeal or cereal and you shop for things that are eye level, that's the fastest moving product, which is guaranteed to be the high sugary products because it's fast moving because we're addicted to sugar, right? Yep. So when I was looking for matcha tea, I said, okay, what's at eye level? The eye level one was the canister, but the second ingredient, I think it was the first or second ingredient, was cane sugar. Well, of course it's a fast moving product, it's sugar. But the matcha tea at the top or at the very bottom were the healthiest. So they're going to put the healthiest at the top of the shelf or at the bottom of the shelf. That's what I want to tell you guys.
That is a fabulous tip. I love that because it is so much easier to go eye level. And it's so, it's hard now. It's hard these days to shop for healthy because there's so many products, right? There's probably 12 teas that you were looking at, right?
Right.
What the heck?
What the heck is what I say? Yeah, it's very overwhelming. It's very overwhelming.
You do not need 15,000 different bags of chips. You do not need 1,200 different shampoos. Come on.
Right. And there's some really
so
good
overwhelming that you just want to grab what's right in front of you and go. So I love the stop, look up, look below.
That's right. Okay. And when you find the ingredient, the easiest way, I call it the kindergarten version, is less is best. So if it has one or two ingredients, less than 5 ingredients is always the best. Less than 5. If it has 1 ingredient, buy it. But if it has 10, don't, because if it's going to have words you can't pronounce, then it sounds like a science experiment and God knows what's in it, right? So words you can pronounce, less is always best.
I had someone say to me, if your grandmother wouldn't know what it was, when she read it, it was never meant to be consumed.
That is great advice. Grandma knows best. Yeah.
Grandma knows best. So how much you talked about sugar in products, right? And UPS just hit my house. He's making his rounds, people. So how do you know how much sugar is inside something, right? Can you really tell?
This is another really easy, good tip, because the food manufacturers, they want us to be confused. So they put it in grams, but it really should be in teaspoons. And for the listeners, if they want to just grab a pen and a paper, this is going to be really important. When maybe somebody right now is drinking a Powerade or a Gatorade or some kind of sugar or iced tea drink, look at the grams. If it's Powerade or like an electrolyte drink, it's usually pretty darn hard. Or Coca-Cola, I'm guessing 27 to 36 grams. Let's just say it's 36 grams, okay? You take 36 grams, you divide it by 4. 36 divided by 4 is 9. 9 is the teaspoon amount. It really should be teaspoons, not grams. But it says grams because they want us to be confused. They do a very good job of confusing us. So what you do is you divide it by 4. 9 teaspoons is 9 sugar packets. You know, the little pink and blue sugar packets? The little sugar packets. That's what it is. It's too much. And how do you know what is too much? You want me to tell you what is too much?
Well, I would think 1 teaspoon is too much, but go ahead. Tell me what's too much.
Well, 0 to 2, they shouldn't have any sugar. But 2 to 18, you should have less than, if you're a female, less than 6 teaspoons of sugar for females. For men, it's 9. So I would say adults on up, less than 6 teaspoons for females, less than 9 teaspoons for men, because men are bigger, right?
Is that per serving or per day?
Per day.
Per day.
Yes. So we are overloaded in sugar, and that's why we have a problem with diabetes and pre-diabetes.
Yes.
Huge problem. Huge problem. I mean, 1 in 3 is pre-diabetic, and 1 in 10 is diabetic. I think it's 1 in a little over 10. So
that's why, Nancy. I wish we'd talked last week. And I know we've talked about sugar, but I wish you were on last week because the Girl Scout cookies came by this weekend. And I want to be so supportive.
Well, hey, if it's a Girl Scout and it comes once a year, that's okay. I just think of that as like a birthday. I mean, that's a good cause. So you're fine. It's a good
cause, but I don't have to eat it all. I should send it with my daughter to school.
Right. Or Operation.
Right. Do that. So, right. Wow.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Divide the grams by 4, and that will give you the teaspoons.
That's right.
Women should only have less than 6 teaspoons per day, and it's better to have none, right? Or 1 to 2, right? That's optimal. Yeah. Men can have up to 9. All right. So, this is where the guru of weeding out my pantry comes in, huh, Nancy? Because it's a lot to go wade through all of that. So what do you think tell me what food item is popular and has lots of sugar that we wouldn't
I will tell you that. And one of the things I forgot to tell you, I'm sorry, I meant to tell you this a few minutes ago, is when you're looking at the back of a label, like a syrup or whatever, or anything, when you read, it'll say cane sugar, cane syrup, brown syrup. If sugar or salt is in the first 3 ingredients, it's mainly sugar or salt. First in is most in. So that's another ABC term I want to give you guys. First in is most in. So if sugar, so she's looking at her chips right now. So if sugar or salt is the first 3 ingredients, it's mainly sugar or salt. That's what I want to tell you. That's when you know it's too much. And also look at the grams of sugar.
So you said we should look for things that have less than 5 ingredients, and sugar and salt should not be one of the first top 3.
Correct.
So they can be in the bottom 2, right? Because that's just flavoring. But if it's in the top, it's out.
You're mainly eating sugar and salt. That's what you're eating.
That's awesome. All right.
I think I'm going to make a lot of enemies on this podcast.
No enemies. You know what? It's for our health, right? So why do we feel tired? Why do we feel drained? Right. Why don't we sleep well? Right. It could be what we're eating, right? It could be that sugar. That's what you taught me. It could be that sugar and all that stuff that just turns to fat in your body. It's useless calories that you don't really need.
Right. Empty calories.
So,
right.
All right. What am I going to be surprised at on the popular thing that has tons of sugar?
Oh, okay. Well, there's a couple of them, but one of them is going to be the Cliff protein bar. A lot of people like protein bars.
No.
And if I were to do a PowerPoint presentation, you would see my Cliff bar equal to 2 Reese's peanut butter cups. You might as well eat 2 pieces. Because a Cliff bar has 33 grams of sugar. Now you divide that by 4, and what is the amount?
It's almost 9.
Yes,
almost 9. You did that before.
Yes.
So
and
what the heck? I'd rather have the Reese's peanut butter.
I know.
Because they taste better than the Cliff bar.
Eat the Reese's peanut butter, right? Yeah. And on the front of that label, it will also say, like, it has a little yellow, like gluten-free. Okay, that's great, because they want you to buy it, gluten-free. Yeah. It also says low glycemic, and that's not low glycemic because it's going to spike your blood sugar, and then you're going to crash. It's not like glycemic. So it has 33
lying again. What you're telling me is food manufacturers lie through their teeth.
Yeah. Yes.
That's annoying me.
Yes. And the CDC statistics validate what we've been saying, So,
wow.
The other thing I'm going to tell you, and I wrote this down, the first 3 ingredients on a Cliff protein bar, number 1 is soy protein isolate. Number 2 is cane sugar. It's cane sugar. The third one is brown rice syrup. Well, cane sugar and brown rice syrup is the same thing. It's all sugar. That's what I mean. They disguise it. There's
Sugar is
hidden names.
sugar, right?
It's
It can be. So what are the different names for sugar? You've given us some of them, right? But how else do they disguise it? Because there was a point in time they didn't call it cane, cane,
sugar.
whatever it is, right? Sugar cane.
Oh
They
my
didn't
gosh.
call it.
Well, that's what I have for your listeners because I think there's 125 names and I have it all in a PDF. So people email me, I will give it to you. I'll tell you
Oh
that.
my God, you guys have to email her for that list of all the different ways that sugar is named.
Yes.
Because they're trying to hide it from us, and that's
Yes.
horrible.
Yes. So a lot of times you'll see it as cane sugar, or like what I'm reading right now, cane syrup, cane sugar, brown rice syrup, agave, honey.
You read brown rice and you think healthy, right?
Yes.
Brown rice sugar, right?
Right.
If you want that list, guys, email Nancy at nancythehealthcoach@gmail.com. That's nancythehealthcoach@gmail.com. And she will send you, just say going solo or Martha or whatever you want to say, right? That you were on the podcast or that you were listening to this podcast, and she will send it. And that's even true. If you guys are listening to the replay, go ahead and email nancythehealthcoach@gmail.com, and you can still get her offer of getting that list, that PDF of all the ways sugar is hidden in things. And that's going to totally blow your mind and change the game for you. Wow.
Called The Hidden Names of Sugar, right?
The hidden names of sugar. Yeah, sorry. So so you said there was more than one. So Cliff Bar, that really pisses me off. Go ahead. What's the next one? No wonder my kids like Cliff Bars.
The other one is, I know I don't make too many friends. The other one is Brianna's salad dressing. Salad dressing, you really got to watch. Lots and lots of calories, sugar loaded. So Brianna, do you know what Brianna's salad dressing looks like? Okay, Martha, it is a beautiful, beautiful bottle. It's probably what the packaging and the graphic artist who did it is, it's incredibly gorgeous. And when we go grocery shopping, a lot of us are in a hurry. We're impulse, wow, look at that really pretty strawberry on that salad dressing. It must have strawberry, and it's red, and you can see the little seeds on it. It's almost as if you can eat the strawberry right off the darn label. Ooh, but let me tell you, if you look closer at that salad dressing, it's red because they put red wine vinegar in it. There's no strawberry. And the first ingredient in salad dressing is sugar, or in this particular brand is sugar, water, and then I think it says red wine vinegar. So now we're taking a red light food, sugar, and we're dumping it on a green light food, salad. What an oxymoron. So that's what I want to tell you is the packaging is beautiful. And on the very, very tiny little label, it does say no strawberry in it, but you'd really have to stop and look at it. You know what I mean? What's really appealing is this big fat strawberry. They also have an avocado on one and a peach on one, but it's a sugar bomb. So
what I hear is don't pay any attention to what the product looks like on the front, what the front label looks like, what the picture looks like. Read the back to see what you're truly getting. That's what I just heard from you.
That is exactly right. That is exactly right. You got it. Mm-hmm.
Well,
it takes a practice to slow down and read it.
Yeah. All right. So, and keep a list of your favorites that you know, right?
Well, that's what I do. That's right. I've gotten really good at that. Like with the matcha tea, I was like, no wonder I like that. It was so full of sugar. But yeah, so now I know the brands. So once you start getting really familiar with the brand, it does become a lot easier. It does. And when you shop on the outside and you're getting nuts or whatever, then you know that's okay because all it is a pecan or a walnut or something.
Yeah,
that's
awesome. So we are going to take a slight break to go into our commercial break. Check us out. Dance with us to the music or not, as you so desire. We will be back, and you don't want to miss the second half of this. So we will be right back. This is Martha Davis Alexander with Courageously You with Martha. You can reach me at marthadalexander@gmail.com or courageouslyoucoaching.com. And our guest today is Nancy Jo Wright, and you can reach her at thank you, Nancy the Health Coach @gmail.com. All of a sudden I couldn't remember it. We'll be right back, guys. Don't go anywhere. Oh my gosh. I love that music. I just do love that music. It's so fun for me. So we're back. This is Martha Davis Alexander with Courageously You with Martha. I am your host, and I coach adult children of divorce to relieve them from their childhood wounds, to help them heal those. I have with me the amazing Nancy Wright, who is a master health coach and working on her national boards, and she is amazing. We have heard how much sugar is in stuff, and it's appalling. We've heard that the manufacturers lie to us. We have heard that packaging, the labels on the front and the pretty words, fat-free, sugar-free, all of that mean nothing. And that the only way to really judge it is to look on the label. And Nancy is teaching us how to read the labels. So we talked about one food, Nancy, that you said was popular and has lots of sugar, and it was the Cliff Bar, and then salad dressing. Was there any other that you wanted to point out that's like a common food?
Gosh, let me think. Oh, yes. This one I get asked a lot when I'm presenting the talk, and it's yogurt. And yogurt, actually, there's a couple. Okay, so let me just focus on yogurt. Yogurt is loaded with sugar, loaded, especially kids' yogurt. If you see a cartoon or a SpongeBob or something, that's the worst kind. Okay, so that's what you want to watch. But yogurt is loaded with sugar. When people ask, what's a good yogurt to eat? I would tell you, and it's not because it's my name, but it is Nancy's probiotic yogurt. It only has, I think, one ingredient. I don't have it in front of me, but it has one ingredient, and you can buy it at Sprouts. Nancy's probiotic yogurt, or get a yogurt that says unflavored, unsweetened. Stonyfield yogurt, organic yogurt. I know the doctor that trained me recommends Stonyfield. That's at Vaughn's or pretty much any grocery store around the country. Stonyfield organic yogurt. Go with that. And then what you can do is put your own blueberries or raspberries in it, because that's nature's candy. You can put your own honey. If you want to sweeten it, go ahead, but use honey or maybe a little stevia, or the fruit, just fresh fruit or frozen fruit.
Yeah. Do you ever put like vanilla? Because I love vanilla yogurt, right? Do you ever just put like vanilla extract in it, or is that bad?
I haven't. I think you can. You know what I do use for sugar, because I have to really watch sugar because I have candida overgrowth. Monk fruit extract, I think, is one of the best. It's called Monk, MONK fruit extract. It looks like a little, how do I explain it? It's just like, it has a little lid on. It's expensive, but it's little, and a little bit goes a long way. So anytime you eat sugar, I want you to think close to nature, because the monk fruit comes from the monk tree. Stevia comes from the stevia plant. So the closer you are to nature, like Winnie the Pooh had it right. He had honey, right? So the closer you are to nature, the better.
Although sugar comes from cane sugar. I mean, it is a plant. It's just they've processed it so much that it's really bad for you, right?
Correct. And usually when you see cane sugar, you also see other names of sugar that you don't realize it's sugar because it's hidden under a different name.
I hate that hidden stuff. They should just be up in front and honest. So when they hide it, then in the grams, do you get the correct reading in the grams on sugar?
Yeah, you should. So that's a very good thing. Look at the grams. The other thing I'll tell you, look at the grams. I don't want to confuse your viewers, but just take the number 36, divide it by 4. 17, you divide it by 4. Yeah. Okay. We eat, I don't have the number, but we eat so pounds of sugar. The average human a year eats, I don't even know the number, but it's outrageous.
Well, last night I ate my fill of Girl Scout cookies, so I'm sure I ate way too many grams of Girl Scout cookies. All right. Those Thin Mints, man.
Thin Mints will get you, huh? Yeah.
Hardly stand it.
Yeah.
So what are the avoid words? What words, when I'm looking at a label, right? What do I want to avoid other than things that I can't pronounce? If I can't read it.
That's a good question. That's a good question. There's 3 bad words. The first one is high fructose corn syrup. You want to avoid high fructose corn syrup. I have people write this down if they are. High fructose corn syrup is a cheap corn sweetener that is in a lot of boxed foods and stuff. It's there because it's cheap, but it can lead to inflammation, which could lead to heart disease, and it's just a problem. The other bad word is hydrogenated oil. And hydrogenated oil is a man-made fat. So we want to eat what God made, not that man made. And so the possible health effects on hydrogenated oil, a trans fat, which is a fake fat, is actually linked to cancer, MS, diabetes, diverticulitis, and other degenerative conditions. And the food that it's contained in is most boxed and processed foods. That's why we tell you to stay away from processed foods. Hydrogenated oil, that's number 2. And the third one is anything with a number, like red dye number 40. Anything with a number is really bad, like artificial colors. Think cotton candy, think those little Sour Patches, any kind of candy.
Oops.
It's some possible health effects on this one are ADHD, rashes, asthmas, and tumors. And it's in countless food products, Martha, ranging from candy and soda to breakfast cereal and sausage. And
so, go ahead. And
yeah. And I hate to say this, but Kellogg's and General Mills, that they have these beautiful waffles, and they call them mermaid waffle and birthday cake waffle. Well, if you read it, you're going to see the numbers. Lake 10, red dye number 40. You don't want those numbers, because especially for our children, I believe they're preying on our children, is our children's brains are growing, right? They're 4 times more susceptible to this stuff. Why in the world would you give that to a child, especially a child that might be hyperactive? What it does to that kid's brain it's terrible. So you want to stay away from artificial colors and dyes. Like think of cotton candy, or
yikes,
a Slurpee with
all those sugary things that we give our kids in the morning, the cereals, or even the oatmeal, right, with the dinosaur things in it. That's probably pure sugar.
Well, oatmeal is loaded with sugar. Yeah, I had to go find a different
stuff, right? We send them to school and we wonder why they can't sit and they can't listen, or we wonder why they developed ADHD, or we wonder why ADHD is so prevalent in our society now. And you just kind of answered that. It's in what we eat.
That's right. And ADHD is actually the number one diagnosis that pediatricians see. I mean, that's their number one diagnosis. It actually is ADHD. So yeah, and it's filled in kids' foods, breakfast, pancakes, waffles. See, anything boxed or processed. That's why we stay away from it. And there's plenty of other options that you can do. You just have to be a little dedicated and then make it a habit. But there's plenty of other things you can do. Like Trader Joe's makes a great oatmeal. Guess what? It has one ingredient, not the box little packets that you microwave, the bigger bag.
Right.
So that's why
it's going back to the way our parents ate in the 50s, or our grandparents before that, right? Actually cooking and using whole foods.
You're absolutely right. Mama was right. Mama was right. Eat your fruits and vegetables and go out and play. She was right. And grandma was right.
So here's what I'll say. I'm so glad my kids are older and I don't have to, because I don't know what I would have done, right?
Mm-hmm.
Making eggs for breakfast, or, oatmeal, or, fruit. I did a lot of fruit. I cut up a lot of fruit for him. Mm-hmm. So what do you think about, and I'm a protein girl, so this is a question that I like my protein shakes. Do you have a stand on like protein shakes, depending, just if I read the label and whatever?
Yes, that's a good question. And I'm glad you asked me that. I drink protein shakes every single day. And the way that I was trained actually for weight loss was to sip on a smoothie. That was the first tip, and sip on it throughout the day, because it stabilizes your blood sugar. Because that's the secret sauce, is stabilizing blood sugar for weight loss. But in answer to your question is you could put water or almond milk, or, like I can't do dairy, coconut milk, soy milk. I use hemp milk or soy milk. And then I go to Costco, and it has Vitality Collagen Protein Powder, one ingredient. That's it, unflavored. And I do 2 scoops of that. And then I'll do my favorite. I usually do frozen berries, or some blueberries is the brain berry. So, and berries are the lowest amount of sugar, by the way. So strawberry, raspberry, that's the lowest amount. Bananas are a little higher. So I have to watch my sugar. That's what I put in there. And then I put chia seeds in there, which you can buy at Costco, because it's filled with fiber, great for weight loss, protein and fiber. And I'll do hemp seed. It's really whatever you want. And then spinach. So whatever, It could be arugula, it could be your favorite green. But we really want you to try to get some greens in there too. but I
Yeah.
try to sip on it throughout the day. Mm-hmm.
Oh, maybe that's my mistake. I just drink it.
Yeah, it is. It does taste really good. Yeah.
I just drink.
Uh-huh.
And I use a different. So I'm going to have to look at what I use as my protein. But it's really interesting to start reading labels and really pay attention to things.
Right. And watch those protein labels because they can have a lot. So that's why I like it's blue. It's called Vitality Collagen Protein Powder. Or Trader Joe's has pea protein, and I think that's the only ingredient. Remember, less is best. So
yeah, I do have, mine is pea protein, but I don't know what else is in it. So I'll have to look.
Okay. Or you can also throw tofu in it too. But you want to get the protein, or peanut butter or almond butter. Mm-hmm.
But you got to read the labels to make sure that doesn't have sugar.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Because peanut butter there's a lot of them that have sugar.
That's right. That's right. But Costco's Kirkland brand with the red lid, because I know this like the back of my hand, no sugar. So
nice.
And that's why it's sold out a lot at Costco. It can be hard to find.
Other tips and tricks or things? We got about 3-4 minutes. Anything else you wanna?
I would just say, eat the food God made, not man-made. Like if you look at a tree and there's an avocado or a lemon on it, that's what you should be eating. If trees had donuts on it, wouldn't that be fantastic? But it doesn't. So
the donut tree.
Donut tree. Wouldn't it be great if there was a donut tree? But so eat the food that God made, man-made. Walk in nature. Be grateful. Know that you can get off of sugar. I know I did, and I didn't think I could, but I did. Inch by inch, it's a cinch, right? And if I start to eat anything with sugar on it, then it tastes too sweet for me, and I don't even like it anymore. So
how did you do that? How did you do that, Nancy? How do you, because that's an addiction. That's a craving.
Yeah.
I mean, every night after dinner, I mean, I crave sugar. So how do you walk away from that? And I have before. I'm back to it now, and it is
a slow process. Yeah, it is a slow process. I would just try to find something to replace it, like maybe like a frozen grape. I mean, it's hard to quit cold turkey. I did though, but I would replace it with like a ginger turmeric tea, something sweet that was healthy. Okay. Maybe a frozen grape or frozen. I know my sister does frozen berries. As you start to do it, your body will start to crave it. So it's not overnight, but believe me, you can do it. I think they call it wisdom of the body. And the other thing I want to tell you, there's a great app out there called Recipe. I think it's called Recipe IQ, and they have sugar substitutes. Recipe IQ, it's an app. And so for people that are trying to dial back, they have sugar substitutes in there as well. So
that's awesome.
Yeah.
All right.
So be grateful. Walk in nature.
Walk in nature and get rid of the sugar.
Eat the food that grows on a plant and not in a plant. There you go.
That's awesome. That they grow on a plant and not in a manufacturing plant. That's awesome. Brilliant. I love that. So, Nancy, you have it just a huge download of information. You will have to come back and we will have to talk again about some other things, because I know, first of all, I'm really now pissed off that they lied to us. I do expect them to have to tell the truth. So now we're going to have to start a movement that they have to tell us the truth. They can't lie on the label, right? That's just wrong. It's wrong.
It's wrong. And there is a good book out there called Feeding You Lies. It can be a little hard to read. It's a little scary, but it is called Feeding You Lies. I think it's by Vani Hari, but you could find it. So
awesome. Yeah. So you have been awesome. Such a wonderful guest. I love having you on my show. Again, tonight we were talking about what the food manufacturers don't want you to know. Our guest is Nancy Jo Wright. She is a master certified health coach and fun to be with. You can reach her. She helps you with diabetes and obesity. So you guys, if you want a health coach, Nancy the Health Coach at gmail.com. Nancy the Health Coach at gmail.com. You can look on our website, www.nancythehealthcoach.com. Again, email her for her free handout, which is the hidden names of sugar. So Nancy the Health Coach at gmail.com. Get that because I want it. So now I'm going to have to email her. You guys, this has been awesome, Nancy. Thank you so much for being here. Anything else you want to add before
No,
we
I
close
just
out?
want to say thank you for having me. This was a lot of fun, Martha. Fun Martha. I always call you
Fun
that.
Martha.
Thank you so
Nancy
much.
calls me Fun Martha. I love that. So you
Thank
guys,
you for having me.
this absolutely, you're a joy. You can reach me at marthadalexander@gmail.com, or you can call me or text me at 805-422-6865. You can check out my website at courageouslyoucoaching.com. It's new. Let me know what you think about it. Let me know. We love feedback. So any feedback you send me, I will forward on to Nancy. We love hearing from you. It's always fun to get emails from you guys. MarthaDAlexander@gmail.com again. And guys, I am here every Thursday at 3 p.m. PST, 5 p.m. Central, and 6 p.m. Eastern Time. This is WGSN-DB, Going Solo Network. You can reach us on Facebook or on YouTube. And keep in mind, we are on YouTube, so you can always look for us. You guys have a fabulous week, and I look forward to seeing you next week. And your call to action this week is pay attention to the sugar in what you're eating. Remember, Nancy told us, divide any grams by 4 and see how much sugar is in something that you've been eating. Women, 1 to 2 tablespoons is healthy, and we can have up to 6 tablespoons a day. So try and keep it to that and see how much better you feel. Thanks for coming.
It's teaspoons.
Teaspoons. What did I say?
Tablespoons.
Tablespoons. Oh, sorry. That was my wishful thinking tonight when I'm thinking about counting my Girl Scout cookies. All right, guys, it's teaspoons. Teaspoons. Have a fabulous week, guys. Bye-bye.